Hello all and welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host Alyx, just Alyx. This is my AEW Dynamite review and your AEW Full Gear preview and predictions 2023 preview and predictions. This is number 5. 2019's 1, 2020, 2021. Number 5, the 5th installment for Full Gear. And it's going to be in LA. Big market for wrestling. And looking at the tickets right now from WrestleTix, they are sold out. Oh my God. Big audience, 12K. 12K will be live this Saturday for Full Gear. The card is set. For the most part, it's set. I think maybe 1 or 2 matches might be added for that pre-show. Honestly, we're good. We don't need any more matches added. I would prefer we don't even think about overpacking this card as it is, because it's going to make the show feel longer than what it is already. I think the matches we have is plenty. There only needs to be 1 match in the pre-show, and that's that Ring of Honor Tag Team title match, which I'm assuming is going to involve Mr. Samoa Joe, based off of there literally being no one else left to tag team with MJF. So we'll probably get that confirmed on Friday. As you guys know, this is AEW week. I have decided that instead of doing SmackDown, I will be reviewing that 3-hour block of AEW television. It will be 2 hours of Collision, and then Rampage, and then immediately after that I'll be up here live on YouTube to talk about that. Unless something crazy happens on SmackDown, then I'll do a separate video about that as well. But since we have the big pay-per-view Full Gear on Saturday, it just makes the most sense in the world to just stick to AEW this week. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick review of Dynamite, which I thought was a pretty solid show. For all intents and purposes, it's a very strong go-home show. I feel like it did exactly what it needed to do to get me excited for the pay-per-view. I was already just kind of preparing myself to watch it anyways, because AEW, despite the weekly television being very cold and them losing a lot of big names, unfortunately, it can't be helped. One thing that has stayed consistent is AEW's pay-per-views have always been bangers. Every pay-per-view, maybe 1 or 2, other than 1 or 2, every pay-per-view that AEW has put out has been a banger. After banger. After banger. It's been a hell of a streak of shows, especially this year. This year especially. It's been incredible. So I'm expecting Full Gear, and then of course World's End to be no different. I'm expecting some great shows coming from AEW. And hopefully, it'll continue into 2024. Now, just to give you my quick thoughts on Dynamite really quickly before we go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty here. Again, so solid show overall. The highlight, of course, was that, what was it called again? It's a I don't even want to get it wrong here. They said it was a like a Dragon Gaiden street fight, right? Like a Dragon Gaiden. That's a Sega game, by the way. Sega. Now, I had never played this game before, but based off of the match I saw, it clearly was wacky. It seemed like a lot of fun. It actually kind of makes me want to play it. And I thought in terms of that match, that 8-man match, I know it's going to be divisive. It had a lot of wacky moments in there that I'm sure Jim Cornette's going to have a blast tearing apart. But overall, did I have fun? Yes. How I feel about this match is how I feel about the Marvels. If we're going to talk about pop culture stuff, if you haven't seen my review of the Marvel, please check out Raw Cognizance. That's my secondary channel where I talk about this stuff. It was an easy sit through, very breezy, a breeze to watch. Didn't come out of it offended. a lot of wacky moments, but overall I enjoyed myself. But I can see why it would be divisive to many. There are going to be some people that watched that match and went, I hated every single second of it. I'm not one of those people. I enjoyed myself. Paul Wight is clearly old. He couldn't do much. He could only just basically walk around a few feet and then get dragged backstage where Powerhouse Hobbs picked his ass up and just dropped him on a car. And it did not look... It didn't look good. I mean, from a kayfabe standpoint, it looked amazing because it made Powerhouse Hobbs look like a monster. But if you're someone that knows how wrestling works, you watch that and you cringe. You went, oh, I hope he's okay. Now he is okay, last I checked. But he ain't going to be walking around a lot anytime soon. Because Powerhouse Hobbs dropped, and I mean dropped his ass on that car. And it did not look pretty. Jesus Christ, it looked bad. But at least Powerhouse Hobbs came out looking great. But on top of Paul Wight, we also got Kota Ibushi. Now, Kota Ibushi, as you guys know, has been working with a shoulder injury. He's been slowly getting better. And tonight, I think this is the best he's looked. Probably since he came to AEW, this is the best he's looked. So he's getting better. Unfortunately, he's still working with one. But the good news is, he's officially signed to AEW, which means now he has access to more resources. Maybe he can expedite the healing process. If he has to get surgery, just get the surgery. Like, when did he suffer the injury? Didn't he suffer the injury like in 2021? I think he suffered it like in 2021, but he didn't get surgery. And he's been trying to work with it. Yeah, he's been out for a while. So he needs to go ahead, in my personal opinion. If he's going to have time to heal from it, go ahead and get the surgery, bro. Get you a surgery. Come back before All In next year and just, kill it when you're at 100%. That's all I'm asking for. We also had some necessary build, hype for the matches on Saturday, Full Gear. We had a match between Sky Blue and Red Velvet to determine who will be the third participant in the TBS Championship match, alongside Julia Hart and the champ, Chris Statlander. And to everyone's surprise, not really, it was Sky Blue, the one who's been involved with the story the entire time. What? I thought Red Velvet was gonna win. Y'all be hating on the sisters. Yeah, right. I think the show opened up with that tag match, right? Yeah, Jon Moxley and Wheeler Yuta beat Hook. Wow, Hook got pinned. And Orange Cassidy. And Orange Cassidy's Orange Punch didn't do a damn thing to Jon Moxley. Jon just no-sold that bitch. Hilarious. I loved it. Hangman Page had an excellent promo on Swerve Strickland. And it reminded me why he was world champion. Remember, this guy used to be our world champ. And tonight was a good reminder of why he was. When he turns it on, he's one of the best out there. Whether you like him or not, Hangman Page is one of the best. More storylines being advanced. Samoa Joe still telling Maxwell Jacob Friedman, hey, I'm going to be a world champion one day. But at the very least, you can use my help to keep winning your championships. Something to think about. Commander Penta El Cerro Miedo and the Young Bucks had a great tag match. It's been a hot minute since I've seen a tag match that good on Dynamite. Because, look, it hasn't been the greatest. It hasn't. I'm just saying. And then the show ended with Maxwell Jacob Friedman, your world champion, letting people know he will get his title back on Saturday. But also, he will find out who the man behind the devil mask is. So I'm very curious to know where all of this is going. There are a lot of clear directions for each character. And in terms of a show, I thought it was a solid show. I just think the crowd, unfortunately, the weakest part of the show was the crowd. They did not sell out the show this week. Unfortunately, it's actually one of their lowest crowds too, which sucks to... It sucks to say that, but again, we're in a time period with AEW where everything is just cold. And so it's expected that they're going to have these shows that don't quite hit as hot as they really should be because the audience isn't behind it. And that's one of those ebbs and flows that every wrestling company goes through. So hopefully let's hope they can get things back on track going into 2024, and maybe with this upcoming tournament, this Continental Classic, which is their version of the G1 Climax, we can actually put some oomph, spark some interest for these shows, especially with matches we've never seen before. So I'm very curious to know where all that's going. Well, let's go ahead and get into the review. Again, it's going to be a quick review. I basically already gave you the review, but we're going to go over it again, and then we're going to get into the predictions. And then I'm going to get out of here. And then the next time you see me will be Friday for a huge review of Rampage and Collision. I don't think I reviewed Collision since, like, the last thing I talked about when it comes to AEW Collision was Kenny Omega and MJF, which I still think is one of the greatest matches in AEW history. It still is. But, yeah, it's the final Collision before the pay-per-view, and it looks like it's going to be loaded, so I'll definitely be watching it. They'll be going head-to-head with SmackDown, and they're going to get destroyed, but it should still be a fun watch, in my personal opinion. Alright, let's pay these bills, get to the shout-outs, and then get to the review, and then your predictions for Saturday. So, if this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, your edit help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks. If you would like to donate after the fact, you can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at Just Alex Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, give me a follow on Threads, give me a follow on Cameo, and give me a follow on TikTok. For I am the tickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo, and yes, super chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast. To get your thoughts played live on the air, email me at justalexasworld@gmail.com. For business inquiries, just to say hi, and please get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt, get you a new school Alex's World t-shirt, but most importantly, get you a blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie. My, America! The remix t-shirt made by Itch, Jedi Fire, so I heard all this down below in the description box. Today's sponsor is SeatGeek. I can get you $20 off any of your ticket purchases if you purchase your tickets through SeatGeek. Now you're wondering, how could you do that? Well, I'm glad you asked. How's about we get a quick word from our sponsor? And then we'll get to some shout out. Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. If you're a wrestling fan looking for access to great seats for any wrestling event near you, then you want to use this app. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek stands as the unrivaled #1 ticketing app in the market today. SeatGeek constantly delivers incredible deals on ticket prices. When you're exploring the app, keep an eye out for the special green dots that mark the best deals. What's even better is that every ticket you purchase is backed by SeatGeek's buyer guarantee, with the option to return your tickets and even swap them before the events. So here's an exclusive for you. If you click the link down below and use the promo code JustAlex, you can get $20 off your first purchase. Yes, $20 off any ticket that you purchase using the promo code JustAlex. This is a sweet deal that you could use literally right now. So don't wait. Click the link, download the app, and join the SeatGeek family today. Alright, once again, I want to thank you guys for making me a part of your day. Wednesdays, I'm noticing that as I go live later on during the day, a lot later than usual, my views actually do better. But even now, like, I'm still live with the other big names, and it is affecting my viewership. It is what it is. You just push through it, and hopefully things will get better. I already know Saturday's going to be fine. Saturday's going to be just fine. I'm not worried about Saturday. But in terms of the weekly shows, I think that break in December is going to be good for me. The others will be still going live, but me taking that break is going to be good for my channel as well, because I get to reset, come back, and do something different. See what worked, see what didn't work. But I'm excited to see how things play out for the rest of the year, though. As always, show some love to the moderators: Ultra Shine 97 Firestar Heart, Elias, the DB New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl, Khalil does everything, and Big MGM, who helped keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Also, be sure you hit that like button. The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be giving to be recommended here on YouTube. So help boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. Christopher Carr asked me, did you hear about what happened to NWA? You mean the fact that they lost their deal with CW? I did. I do not feel sorry for them. Anybody with a brain could have told Billy Corgan that doing a segment where James Mitchell, as much as I enjoy James Mitchell, is surrounded by scantily clad women doing coke, sniffing that white stuff, was not going to land well with sponsors. Now, apparently that was Billy Corgan's idea. So what ended up happening to him is all his fault. You lost on a big, massive deal. Now, the CW, I'm going to be real with you, I have my concerns and my reservations because I've seen the shows that the CW has on there. Well, NXT, if it can draw viewers on that network, all power to them. I will not hold my breath, because that is not what you would call the best place for television, if I'm being completely honest with you. But we'll see how things plan out. Yeah, NWA did that to themselves. And quite frankly, if the wrestlers were smart, they should be shopping elsewhere, because Billy Corgan clearly doesn't know what he's doing. I've seen Billy Corgan do lots of interviews, and he's a stubborn kind of soul. He will let the company bomb and go straight into bankruptcy before he finally decides, okay, you know what, I was wrong. And I don't want that to happen. I would rather we get to a point where we are now, where wrestlers are like straight up saying, look here, if you don't change or get better, we out. And that's how it needs to be, quite frankly. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get to the shout outs here. Get your donations in, by the way. We got Brandon Watson, Dylan Danger, excuse me, let me get this right, from the Danger Zone. Highway Dylan Danger, Dylan Danger in his house. Joseph Winters, King of Waco Mundo, Shaw Israel, Darcy Chatham. Apparently his tagline is, I am Darcy Chatham, and I do not have a tagline. Well, that doesn't work. That don't work for me, brother. Give me a tagline, sir. I've been trying to get you a tagline forever, by the way. Maybe he doesn't want a tagline. Maybe that's his tagline. I don't have a tagline. Sure. Whatever you say, sir. Janelle. John Bill II. I also see... Scroll down a little bit here. Stephen Bram, excuse me. I keep saying Bram. Stephen Bram. See Samuel. Koa Gunk Sniper. I also see Shadowstar. Roll Punk. Wide Skate. I'm gonna have to work on that. Anything else? I think that's good. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. Also, be sure you get them likes up. The more you like the video, it is really going to help me out to get them likes up. The more you like the video, it actually does push this out, and the algorithm does help it get seen more on YouTube. So, we're going to pause Super Chats. I do want to go ahead and get to this review, because if I don't get to this review, I'm probably going to be up here for the rest of the night. So, it is late. Let me go ahead and get things started. But take my time, because I do have some things I want to say about both Dynamite and then Full Gear, because I think Full Gear has the potential to be a really good show. Now, Dynamite. As I said before, they were in Ontario, California, which I believe is the hometown of the Young Bucks, which is interesting. The Young Bucks almost didn't make it to Full Gear. We'll talk about that at the prediction portion of this show. Yeah, Ontario, California, Toyota Center was not a sellout. I think a good portion of the arena was empty. And you could tell, if you're watching the show, it gets really quiet in certain aspects. In certain points of the show where there's wrestling, the crowd is just dead. Dead on arrival. And that's what's going to happen when you don't... When you're not investing in every show, every second, every moment, and you're just throwing shit out there and seeing what sticks, fans don't pay tickets. You got to give them a long-term story to invest in. Now, MJF has multitude of stories, and that's great, but you need a little bit more than that, clearly. So the show opened up with a tag match. Blackpool Combat Club, Jon Moxley and Wheeler Yuta defeating Hook and Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy tried to hit Jon Moxley with his Orange Punch, and Jon Moxley said, "Nah." No, sold it, and poor Orange Cassidy got his ass cooked. And then Hook got pinned. Yeah, Hook took a pinfall. Tag match, but he still took a pinfall. Crazy. I know. Man, I liked the Superman booking they were giving to Hook at first. Now it's just kind of fading away, and he feels like an average guy now. But since Wheeler Yuta pinned Hook, I'm assuming he's going to get a match against Hook on Rampage? Collision? Maybe the pre-show. I don't know. We got that amazing promo with Swerve Strickland and Hangman Page. And I love the fact that it was all Hangman Page. Swerve didn't get a chance to talk, because he's talked enough. He's done enough. Hangman Page asked Swerve, how can he justify going to a man's house? And Page says because he's a coward, a fraud, a phony, and a grade A dumbass. Dumber today than he was 2 years ago when his dumbass got fired from the WWE. Ooh, son! 2 months ago, he said he wanted to be the world champion, but he can see it in him. But he can see in him that he doesn't have it in him, and he can't cut it. He's not the man he thinks he is, and that's why his fiance left him, and his kids won't talk to him. Oh! Now, I don't know how true that is, but I didn't realize that him and his fiance weren't... Ooh, we got personal. Real personal on that one. Yeah, it got real. He tells Swerve that he's the one who wanted to make it personal and says he surrounds himself with yes men. And if he wasn't such a dumbass, he'd know that Prince Nana is just using him, to do his little funny dance and sell his t-shirts, and he makes a living off of Strickland's back. Basically saying he's just using him to get himself on TV to make some money. And then he spends that money buying some weed. And after he beats Swerve's ass, Hangman Page says he's going to steal Nana's weed. Hilarious. I thought it was great. Just great stuff all around. And then Hangman turns it up. Hangman demands Swerve look at him and says he's not a man at all. He's a child. And he has worked with kids for a long time. He used to be a high school teacher. And he'll teach them the last lesson of his pathetic life. You should never have come into his house. Hangman's house. They don't need lawyers or cops because at Full Gear, he's the judge, he's the jury, he's the executioner, and he'll take them to serve an eternity at the bottom of hell. Hell! Oh, sorry, wrong match. That would have been perfect, though. That would have been perfect. I'm taking you to the bottom of hell. Hell! In a cell! No, we're not doing Hell in a Cell. It's going to be Texas Death Match, which is going to be of a match. Now, the segment ends with Hangman Page not putting his hand on Swerve because they were told if they touched each other, they would both be suspended and the match would be off. So instead, Hangman Page beat up Prince Nana. And that was how the segment ended. Hangman Page showing some aggression and letting people know, I ain't no bitch. And reminding them, he used to be our world champion and why he should be champion again in the future. This was an excellent promo. Hangman Page can turn it on anytime he wants, and I think it's kind of sad that we kind of lost our way with him, like we lost our way with a lot of people. I still think Tony Khan just needs more help. He needs to get more faces, more ideas to keep these segments fresh, because right now he has a great roster, but I don't think he knows what to do with them, and that sucks. Red Velvet lost to Sky Blue. Now, let me just say this. I thought the match itself, they put a lot of effort into it. You could tell they really, really went out of their way to give the fans their best. And they came out sweating, blood, sweat, and tears. I can't hate on the match. I won't hate on the match. I'm not going to say it was terrible, but it wasn't perfect. And what really wasn't good was that ending, where Sky Blue went for the Code Blue, which is a Code Red, but she calls it Code Blue because Sky Blue. It didn't hit. It didn't hit. It looked like they didn't hit it right. And the thing about when you're using the Code Red or using a move like that, it really relies on communication and the talent to sell it. If they're not going to sell it right, then I would suggest that they don't. They do not. And I mean, do not use that finisher. So, I think Sky Blue should get a new one. A Skyfall, that amazing, what is it, Full Nelson Facebuster, whatever she does. That was great. But she has to use something else, then sure, maybe a submission or something. Because I'm not too confident that her using the Code Blue going forward is going to help anybody. But yeah, Sky Blue advances to the TBS Championship match. I have my prediction for that match. It might surprise you, it might not. Roderick Strong in the Kingdom called Adam Cole and says Maxwell Jacob Friedman is the devil. And Max is basically fooling everybody. And Adam Cole said, get this shit out of my face. I ain't falling for your shit. Mariah May. Fine ass Mariah May, who's also British, who also followed in the full footsteps of Toni Storm, going to Stardom and now coming to AEW. All that's left is for her to go to WWE and get fired. Anyways, Mariah May got to meet Toni Storm. Toni Storm had some, let's just say she was being pampered in her locker room. Mariah May went in there and introduced herself. And then when Toni Storm saw her, Toni Storm said, well, god damn! Y'all saw how Toni Storm looked at Mariah May? She looked at her how I looked at her. I mean, she looked at her like she was a piece of meat. She was like, damn. How you get all that in those jeans? In those jeans. Sorry. Yeah. Toni liked what she saw. And I like the fact that Toni liked what she saw. I'm getting those vibes, boys. I'm getting those Mickie James, Trish Stratus vibes. Mariah May is that super fan, almost to a level of psychosis, perhaps? Is that the right word? Almost to a psychotic level. How about that? Is it going to be exactly like Mickie James and Trish Stratus? Probably not, and I hope not. Be original. But I do think, and this is just my opinion, I do think that's the direction that they're going to go in. And you know what? That will be fine. That's a long-term story. We can push that out until All In next year. They can do Toni Storm and Mariah May, and they can go straight psycho on each other in all the right ways. No pause. Just saying. Samoa Joe squashes a jobber named John Cruz because he's a jobber. Wins with the Coquina Clutch. And then afterwards says that he is inevitable. And MJF should take him up on his offer to help him win and retain those ROH tag team titles. Well, it's easily one of the best tag matches we've seen in a long time. Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, took on Commander and Penta and Cedro Miedo. This match was incredible. An incredible fast-paced, balls-to-the-walls tag match with all kinds of high-flying, car crash, spot-festy goodness. Sometimes you need that spot-festy goodness. You need some energy to wake the crowd up. The crowd woke up. The crowd was pretty much dead up until this point. The crowd was just like, But then this Young Buck match happened, and they were like, yes, this is awesome. You know, they were into it, as they should be, because the match was amazing. The Young Bucks do win, getting their momentum going. They go backstage to meet the Golden Jets. That's Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho's name, the Golden Jets. And essentially, during the match, the Young Bucks cheated. They low blowed. They used dirty tactics to win. And Kenny's all like, oh, I thought we were above that. And then they said, didn't you win your first title cheating? So why are you looking down on us, Kenny? We're doing what we should have done. And Kenny's just like, look, let's keep the one on Saturday clean. And he's like, and they're like, oh, it's gonna be clean. We don't have a problem with you. We just have a problem with Jericho. And that's when Jericho showed up, looking like one of the Blue Brothers, or one of their Lost Brothers. And then he got his ass kicked. They start brawling. Very familiar scene. Backstage, people talk shit, then they end up brawling with each other. Where have I heard that before? Where have I heard that before? Anyways, them ass boys defeated Pretty Peter Avalon and some guy in like 10 seconds. Guns up! And then we get the main event. The Don Callis family took on Team Golden Lovers and Jerry Show. That's basically what I'm going to say it is. The Don Callis family consisted of Brian Cage, Kyle Fletcher, Konosuke Takeshita, Powerhouse Hobbs, and then, of course, the Golden Lovers Jerry Show team is Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, Chris Jericho, and Paul Wight. Car crash match. Lots of wacky moments. You had Kota Ibushi riding down the ramp on a bicycle. With a freaking pipe. And I swear to God, I'm not over analyzing this. When he was doing, he's right down, that boy was like, oh God, please don't fall over. Please don't fall over. Nah, 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 oh God, nah, 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 nah. You know what I mean? Please. Nah, 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 nah. Boop. That's what he did. He literally just took the pipe in his hand and went boop, and then the wrestlers just fell over. That shit's hilarious. I'm sorry. He didn't even try to lay it in. He was so busy not falling off the bicycle. He forgot to actually, oh wait, I have to hit them for real. Nah, he just said, boop. Just pop. And they just sold it. They just fell over. Hilarious. I love it. It was great. Horrible. But hilariously horrible. Boop. But the rest of the match was not that. The rest of the match was stiff as hell. Powerhouse Hobbs was driven backstage by Paul Wight after Paul Wight chokeslammed Kyle Fletcher off the stage through a table. And the back of his head hit the other table. But then backstage we see Powerhouse Hobbs pick up Paul Wight. They stand over a limousine and he just literally drops Paul Wight on the car and Paul Wight just rolls off of it. And it looked like he died. And I'm serious. It looked horrible. It looked like he might have just committed the most utmost. I'm scared to even say the word because I might get demonetized. It looked like the poor man lost his life and they had to resuscitate him. How about that? It was a good look for Powerhouse Hobbs, but I don't know if Paul Wright's going to be able to wake up tomorrow and walk because that was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. But it was great to look at least. That's for sure. Lots of crazy spots. Freaking Kyle Fletcher did a tombstone power driver through chairs with Kota Ibushi. And I'm not making that up. Tombstone power driver on chairs with Kota Ibushi. How is his neck okay? How is his neck okay? That poor man's neck has been through so much abuse. God damn. But yeah, that took him out. But then the rest of the match was essentially the Golden Jets, Jericho and Omega taking on Powerhouse Hobbs and being able to win the match for his team. That's about it. One we get Angel on Brian Cage. Kenny Omega wins. As I said before, it's gonna be a very divisive match. I cannot wait for Jim Cornette's review because he's gonna rip it apart. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good. But I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was all that bad. And then of course they closed out with MJF cutting a promo on his opponent, Switchblade Jay White, and bringing up the devil, saying that the devil's in the details. He didn't say that. He basically said that he's going to get his belt back, and then he's going to catch the devil. And then of course he got blindsided by Bullet Club. And quite frankly, I'm ready to be done with this feud. I haven't been enjoying Bullet Club, the hype for Bullet Club, Jay White and MJF. I just haven't. I'm ready to be over it. The sooner the better. Would make me very happy. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's how the show ended. That was basically it. We're gonna see them again on Friday. I'm pretty sure that will be a much more suitable hype way to get us to Saturday. But for tonight, it was just like whatever. Pretty blasé way of ending things. But what you gonna do? So give me your thoughts about Dynamite, and let's get into Full Gear. I have the full card here. Let me count the matches. We have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 matches. Plenty. Put their ROH Tag Team title match on the pre-show. And then you have 8 matches for the card. Perfect. Don't add any more. That is a loaded card as it is. Do not add any more. I don't want to wake up and he adds 2 more matches because Tony Khan, I don't know, someone slipped him something. And then he thought, oh, I'm going to add 2 more matches. I don't know. It's just, oh, Jesus. 8 matches on the main card is enough. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't make it 12. Don't make this a 5-hour show. Come on, Tony. 8 matches is fine. Before we get to the matches, though, apparently, this comes straight from Twitter, Tony Khan has signed a new talent to AEW and will reveal who this is on Saturday. Now, this new talent, Tony called this person someone who is highly respected, one of the most respected, beloved wrestlers in the industry. And so I thought to myself, well, that marks CM Punk. No, that basically takes CM Punk off the list because a lot of people don't like him. Although, you can not like somebody and still respect them. I don't know. I think when it comes to CM Punk being the devil and stuff like that, he teased it. He teased it on his Instagram. The fact that he's even teasing it lets me know that he's not going to do it because that's not CM Punk. When CM Punk is coming, he's going to show up somewhere. He makes sure that you don't see it coming. Now, if he's teasing the hell out of the devil, that kind of lets you know that it's not him. Or unless he's doing reverse psychology and it ends up being him. I don't know. I don't think CM Punk is the devil. I think the devil is exactly who I thought he was always going to be, which is Adam Cole. I know people are like, well, isn't Adam Cole hurt? Okay, he can still be the devil. He's the devil. He's the devil. CM Punk, though, nah. I don't think he's going to be the one that's being signed. I thought about Will Ospreay, but then I was like, wait, his contract doesn't expire until after Wrestle Kingdom, so that's also a no. And then I thought, are there any WWE wrestlers that were released that are coming up with their contracts? No, all the talent that were released, they can't be signed until next year. Because they all have a 90-day compete, especially Matt Riddle. So he's out. So then I'm thinking, okay, well, are there any women on the market? Yes! Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Moné, who, by the way, I think it is. I think Moné is the person that he's getting ready to sign. But just to discuss her, she is recovering from an ankle injury that she suffered in May. It's been like 6 months, probably a little bit more. She's had time to heal from it. And she's probably at least healthy enough to at least sign. Maybe not wrestle, but at least sign. Which I think she will do. But if it's not Mercedes, let's just say for some reason whatsoever, it's not Mercedes, and it ends up being who I think it could be, it would be the funniest thing in the world. What if, just follow me here, What if it was Ronda Rousey? What if Tony Khan said, the best wrestler, someone who's most respected, is not Mercedes, it's Ronda freaking Rousey? How funny, how hilarious would that be? Someone just said, Eva Marie, Tony's not that desperate. But because he's looking for star power, I can totally see him, 100% totally see him picking up Ronda Rousey. I can see it happening. Oh, God, that would be an awful move. Oh, that would be so bad. Oh, that would be a bad move, because Ronda does not have it anymore. She ain't it. Sorry. She hasn't had it for a while, so not no Ronda. So, in my personal opinion, if you want me to predict, it's going to be Mercedes. It should be Mercedes. And I hope it's Mercedes. Because Mercedes is amazing. And she deserves that. But yeah, I'm excited about it. Let's see who it is. Who do y'all think it is? I think it's Mercedes. But I will cackle if it's Ronda Rousey. But it's either Ronda Rousey or Mercedes. If it's anyone else outside of that, it might be a bust. Although, if it's not Mercedes or CM Punk, it will be a bust anyways. We got, for 0 Hour, the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. MJF and mystery partner, who I'm assuming is Dum 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 Boom 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 Samoa Joe taking on the Guns. Joe and MJF will retain the belts, and that will somehow, some way lead to them having the championship match down the line, perhaps maybe even at World's End. Which I am expecting that match to be the case. Maybe that's when MJF drops the belt. Alright, so this match is an easy prediction. If it is Samoa Joe, they retain the belts. I don't think the Guns need those ROH tag team titles anyways. What they gonna do with them? So that one was easy. This big match. Adam Copeland, Darby Allin, and Sting taking on Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne. Fun match. Should definitely be something that is going to be worth a watch. I'm very curious to see what direction they go in with this Adam Copeland and Christian Cage feud. I haven't been watching Saturday's Collision, so whatever is happening there, y'all gonna have to tell me. But in terms of an in-ring match, this should be a very fun match. You have all the elements to make it work. In terms of who will win, well, if I'm AEW, I want to maintain as much heat as I can on Christian Cage. So I think Christian will win by pinning Darby Allin. Or maybe Sting. We'll have to figure that one out. But yeah, like, without question, Team Cage is winning this match. To keep that heat. But I look forward to see how it all pays off. Round 2. Numero dos. Orange Cassidy versus Jon Moxley for the AEW International Championship. A rematch from All Out. The main event of All Out. Look here. Their match at All Out was fantastic. I'm kind of expecting the same thing, but I'm hoping it's not the same match. They're already kind of teasing it to be the exact same kind of match, so I'm hoping that things get a little bit different. With that being said, I have a feeling that Jon Moxley is about to win this belt back. I think overall they've been wanting to keep the belt on Jon Moxley for a reason. So I don't see Orange Cassidy keeping the belt. I do have to ask though, when he loses the belt this time, something has to change in Orange. Something has to change in him. We have to go in a new direction with Orange if that's what you're gonna do. We gotta do something different. Because he can't keep losing this belt like he is and still maintain the character. Or at least not, change something up. So I am predicting Jon Moxley to win that. Texas Death Match. Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland. I'm calling it right now. This will be match of the night. This will be your match of the night. This is going to be perhaps a match of the year candidate. Look here. I've seen Swerve Strickland in these kind of matches, in death matches. When he was Kill Shot taking on Dante Martin. Dante and Lucha Underground. Dante Fox. I called him Dante Martin. Dante Fox and Lucha Underground. They had one of the most bloodiest matches, literally one of the most violent, bloodiest matches I've ever seen. You're going to give this guy a Texas Death Match against Hangman Page. Oh, it's about to be match of the night, and I can't wait. Now, Swerve needs to win this match. And when I say needs, I mean do not bullshit yourselves about, well, Swerve could take a loss. No, Swerve needs this win. He needs to keep his momentum. Swerve needs to win this match because he's hot right now. He's hot, son! He needs to win this match and then carry that momentum into a championship match in the future. So I'm going with Swerve. I think Swerve will win. Hangman Page will take a loss and he'll be alright. He'll be alright. The Golden Jets, Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega taking on the Young Bucks. This match should be great. The drama is, are the Young Bucks going to play fair? No, they're not. They're going to cheat somehow, some way. And then it won't matter because they'll still lose. They still going to lose. Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho will find a way to win. And the feud will continue, perhaps? I thought it was kind of funny that if this match wasn't happening, the Young Bucks wouldn't be on the show. Because they tweeted that. Not even tweeted. I think they posted that on Instagram. They said, hey, look, if we didn't accept this match, we wasn't going to be on the show. Well, maybe the second option was better. Just saying. But yeah, the Golden Jets will win. TBS Championship, Julia Hart, Kris Statlander, and Sky Blue will take on each other for the TBS title. I don't see Kris Statlander losing this belt yet, but there is a side of me that thinks Sky Blue is going to help Julia Hart beat Kris Statlander, and Julia Hart will be the new TBS champ. I don't want Kris Statlander to lose her belt that way. That doesn't feel like the right way to do it, but we'll say I'm not against Julia Hart being champ. But I'm predicting Kris Statlander. FTR, LFI, the House of Black, and then Ricky Starks and Big Bill. These guys will be going at it. Fatal four-way tag for the AEW tag team titles. I have not seen Collision. I don't know what the story is. Quite frankly, I just thought this match kind of felt thrown together, but I do think this will be a fine match to have. I just do not care much about the tag team division right now in AEW. There's not a lot of space, a lot of hype, a lot of interest in it. But whatever. I guess FTR win the belts back. I don't think Ricky Starks and Big Bill are the kind of tag team that need to be together forever. I also think they just gave them these belts to put some interest into this match. So either the House of Black win it or they give it to FTR. And I have a feeling that FTR is about to win those tag team titles back. That's just me. Toni Storm, probably alongside Mariah May, is taking on Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's Championship. This match should be awesome. I'm expecting this match to actually be a sleeper hit. Because these two have great chemistry inside the ring. Microphone-wise, But I still remember the match on Dynamite. They had a great match on Dynamite when Hikaru Shida beat Toni Storm for the title. Yeah, I'm expecting this to be a great match too. And then Mariah May will interfere and help Toni Storm become a three-time women's champ. Hikaru Shida will go do something else. What that something else is, I have no idea. Main event, MJF versus Jay White for the AEW World Championship. MJF retains. Jay White goes to the back of the line, and then we finally can move on. Because quite frankly, I am not into this feud. I'm not into this storyline in terms of the Bullet Club and MJF and all that stuff. It's been kind of boring for me. I'm more interested in MJF versus Wardlow, MJF versus Samoa Joe, everything involving Adam Cole, everything involving Roderick Strong and the Kingdom, and then everything involving the Devil. So all of that, I'm interested in. It's literally everything with the Bullet Club and MJF. That does nothing for me. So hurry up and beat Jay White so we can move on. Will the match be good? I think the match will be pretty good. Matter of fact, I think it'll be great. I think as in-ring competitors, they'll probably have a really, really good match. I don't feel like the actual performance is going to make up for the storyline being kind of weak. I'm actually looking forward to who the devil is. Now, will the devil be revealed on this show? I think it would be a great place to do it. Who could it be? I think, and I'm going to stick with it until I'm proven wrong, I think it's Adam Cole! Or excuse me, I think it's Adam Cole! Baby. I think it is Adam Cole. And what they can do with Adam Cole, you don't have to have him wrestle. Just come out with the devil stuff on. We'll see. Well, that one's an easy prediction. MJF retains, and we move on from Jay White. And there you go. That's my Full Gear. That is my Full Gear preview and prediction. So, just to kind of recap everything, MJF retains, new women's champion Toni Storm, new tag team champions FTR, Chris Statlander is still your TBS champ. Golden Jets will whoop the ass, will whoop that trick of the Young Bucks. Hangman Page will fall to Swerve Strickland, so Swerve Strickland will win that match. Jon Moxley will once again be the AEW International Champion. Team Edge will lose to Team Christian. And then MJF and Samoa Joe will be your new Ring of Honor Tag Team Champs. And there you go. That's my thoughts on Full Gear. The show should be good. I will be ordering it. $50 and all. But I'm curious to know how you guys feel about it. Live chat. You have the floor. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to my baby. Talk to me. How y'all feel? How we feeling about this show overall? And who y'all think is the person that AEW is going to sign? That's the real question I want answered. Let me see here. Mox was a madman today, screaming, flipping off the crowd, and angry at Kingston. Can't wait for that match. That's going to be great. Top rope. Top rope. Catch a vibe. Catch a foot. When I die, big pressure I apply. In the ring, you won't survive. When I swear, when I drive. In the ring, you won't survive. That promo was great. The Hangman Page promo? Oh, yeah. So good. Mercedes Moné will most likely be All Elite at Full Gear. Most likely, I think it's her. Because it can't... Unless it's Ronda Rousey, I don't think it's anyone else. And he said someone who's respected by everybody. So that probably crosses Ronda out, too. Thoughts on Kota Ibushi being All Elite? Did a video on it. Go check it out. I think it's great. Great pickup. Do I feel like Tony Khan is overhyping things? You mean overhyping the person coming in? Probably. Depends on the execution, honestly. But you're probably right. Someone's saying Jay White might beat MJF. Nah, he ain't the one. People are saying Mercedes. Mercedes is the one that's going to show up. Man, I hope to God you're right. What if it's Kenta? Kenta? Nah. I'm just happy that Tony Khan is taking the quality over quantity perspective at the very least. Full Gear has 8 matches on the card, and that should be enough for now. Well, let's hope he sticks to it. Would hate to have him go back on his word and make us look like idiots. I think either Joe or Wardlow would defeat MJF. It should be Wardlow, but it might be Joe. It might be Joe. People think it's Will Ospreay. Again, Will Ospreay is still under contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling until 2024. So it can't be him until 2024. Although I do think he will sign with AEW. That's for sure. What was the longest AEW card? That is a good question. I think I remember one card that was like 12, 13 matches. Was that all in? Well, that 12, 13 matches is way too much. Those shows went way too long. Oh, yeah. Alright, y'all, look, it's late. It's about to be midnight for me, so let me go ahead and get out of here. That's my predictions for our Full Gear. So once again, the next time you see me will be Friday. I'll be up here to review both Rampage and Collision, and then we'll do AEW Full Gear the very next day. And then next week, we'll do the opposite. So, AEW week, next week, WWE week. So what we'll do is, unless Dynamite is super stacked, and we'll probably see how that turns out. Raw, SmackDown, Survivor Series preview and predictions, Survivor Series. And then that'll be it. That'll be all the live streams for the rest of the year, unless something crazy happens. But until then, well, we'll definitely go ahead and take a break from live streaming so I can actually focus on some things. But anyways, other than that, thank y'all so much for watching me. As you guys follow out, do all the YouTube things, like the video, subscribe, and click the bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. You guys are awesome. Thank you for making me a part of your day. Please take care of yourselves, and always know that you are welcomed right here in Alyx's world. A place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you.
When you're